Welcome, everyone, to Pasadena, California and the Rose Bowl in the shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains. Arroyo Seco, also home to the UCLA Bruins, and it just doesn't get much better than this. Today, two teams collide from the Pac-12, and conference implications are aplenty. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Washington State Cougars, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the UCLA Bruins. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Washington State ready to kick off as it's time to get things started. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Bruins offense will start this game off. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
So first down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can dial up on second down.
Reese, I got him right where I want him, okay? I'm going to throw the football. Now I can get back in shotgun. Let's forget the running game stuff. We're going to play a little pitch and catch and see how good that secondary is.
Well, even though that was an incompletion, I wouldn't be surprised if this secondary wants to start playing deeper coverages, because this offense has shown that they're willing to be aggressive. They've got a lot of speed. This defense cannot allow any big plays here in the second half.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Cougars offense will get the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
Washington State lines up quickly. Quick release on the RPO. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Makes the catch. It's Davis. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. The Bruin uniforms look pretty, but don't let it fool you. They'll stick their face in the fan and run it tough like a Freeman McNeil used to.
Okay, a good pull. Freeman McNeil, I don't remember him, but I do remember a guy like Maurice Jones-Drew, who's a little bowling ball and just ran physical, and just finding those guys that you can feature in your offense.
1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
From the gun, running back gets to give. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And the Bruins brought to the ground, but not before picking up the first.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, you've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
And a great job by the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right at the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackle's doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Got the completion on the last play, still some work to do on 2nd down. He's got his man. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when you start getting those long yardage situations.
And the defense stands up this offensive line and stuffs him right at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. No movement from the field goal unit. The offense is out there to try to keep this drive alive on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Low man wins. Defense that time on 4th down was expecting run. You saw at the point of attack how they just dominated. There was nowhere for... Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to their offense.
Give to the running back. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26. Washington State going quickly. Wide open downfield. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, the play fake on the RPO bought the receiver some time to work himself open on the route. That was a man-to-man coverage on the defense. Nice job by the receiver putting his foot in the ground and separating.
What a nifty run there to pick up the first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. First down to start the drive after the break. Got it behind the line. It's Davis. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. No huddle offense to the line.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
Quick strike complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Keeps it and gets past the chains. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. They're in the red zone and they'll pass it. Throwing right. Touchdown, Washington State. A great catch and run for 6.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Fires on the move. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Line getting set on second down. To the air. It's Coffee. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he's got it at the 30. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. It's first down from the 11. He's looking to throw it. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
He'll wedge it in there on the quarterback sneak. Wedges, pushes, and he's over and in for the touchdown. And he tacks on the extra point. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was finished off with a quarterback sneak. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. The Cougars get enough for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. He wants to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Rasmussen.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Now on second down. The play action fake. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed on the outside, it's Davis.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
Pulls it in at the 25. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. UCLA will go back to work on offense. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Offense will try to strike on 1st and 10. They're going to run it. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Trying to make magic with his feet. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Calls his own number. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Offense calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. They'll try to get the first through the air. Snags it! And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bruins!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Now, they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fellow on the sideline, being like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, who's got a better seat there in Pasadena than you do? A captivating game so far. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at the Rose Bowl.
Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down, but when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
In that 3rd and long situation, you'd like to see your quarterback have a plan. You know that they may dial up the blitz, so you've got to know where your answers are. Where's your hot route? Where's your sight adjust? Where can you get rid of the football if they bring an extra guy and the offense didn't look like they were ready for it?
Washington State will have to boot it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Takes it on the return. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Past the 25. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
That's not surprising. You're going for that every single time. 4th and inches in your opponent's territory. You're trying to get closer and closer to field goal range so you can pay this drive off by scoring points. Nice play call.
The pitch. Heading to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, UCLA!
And that's why it's so tough to stop an option offense in plays like this, because defensively you've got to be so good with your assignments. Someone needs the dive, someone needs the quarterback. Who's got the pitch man? That time nobody on defense had the answer.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And now on second down for this offense. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. Pushes the pile for a couple of yards down at the 12. Washington State lines up quickly. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He'll pull it down. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. And here comes the punt team. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Slips through the line. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Offense set on first down. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. To the air, it's Coffee. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive linemen, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is it, Palmer, when it looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception?
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability to snatch the football out of the air? I mean, that would... The athleticism, well-deserved. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense. He's back to throw on second down. Got him downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Now from inside the red zone. And that pass is intercepted. Taking it the other way. The 50. The 30. At the 20. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown Bruins. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, and he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I show you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
They give it to him again. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Washington State going quickly. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. Got the quick pass. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on third and short.
Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Pulls it in. It's Davis. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Third down play from the gun. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Trying to burn this defensive back. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. After the misfire now on second down. He's looking to throw. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, it's still short of the first down. He'll just keep slinging it. Snares it outside, it's Rasmussen. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On first and goal, let's see if Washington State can get it in. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Washington State.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line. Understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They've got it down to a 2-touchdown deficit, trailing by 14 and about to kick it away. Returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. UCLA will go back to work on offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game.
Off he goes! And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
No doubt the offense at this point of the game with the lead late, they're going to try and run the football, and they're going to try and bleed the clock. They need all ball carriers to stay in bounds to keep.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, UCLA. This team just knows how to finish. They keep getting better and better and better, and they are close to going 9-0.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the 4th quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again, looking for a productive play on 1st down. He's going to pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Got his man downfield. All kinds of running room. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Fires to the wideout. It's caught. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Washington State lines up quickly.
1st and goal, Washington State.
Snaps it in the shotgun. Looking for the score. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Wazoo!
Washington State.
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field when I run that post route. QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is good, but they still trail 35-21. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Michigan is currently trailing in this one, but if history has taught us anything over the years, it's that closing out the maize and blue inside the big house is not easy. It's less than a touchdown lead. They're trailing by 6 to Army. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. And man, David, you couldn't ask for any better starting field position than this.
This is as good as it gets. Defense made the play. Now offense gets a chance, Jesse, to go cash this in.
Yeah, they got to pay this one off, too. They would love to be able to go out, be physical, and run this thing in and put a touchdown up on the board.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Bruin. That score might be the one to put them over the top and run this winning streak to 9.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out. Just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Line gets set, first down. Trying to start the drive with a pass. A strike downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Going up top on first down. Got his man. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
21 on the play. Good enough for a first down.
We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. On 1st and 10 from the 38. Looking to move it through the air. Trying to beat the D deep. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll loft one deep down the left side.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He lobs one high down the left side. Touchdown, Cougar! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Washington State, 28.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Catch in the middle, it's Blunt. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead. Guess who shows up with another big one? That one.
The Bruins have it with a 1st and 10. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Washington State.
Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Now on 2nd down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a 1st down. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA! The lead grows, and you can sense they know how important wins are this late here in Week 11. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. That score looks as if this one might have put it a little too far out of reach.
Yeah, this game's pretty much over. That was just the icing on the cake. But, you know, speaking of cake, I'm kind of hungry. Can we get out of here? Can we finish this game so I can go get something to eat?
Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Not a lot of hope here, down 3 possessions late.
No, and I love this part as a pass rusher because I'm just pinning my ears back, getting to the quarterback. I know it's a pass every single time. Palmer, I'm trying to pad my stats. I'm sure you're just trying to stay up.
Well, we're definitely just trying to stay alive at this point, but you're also trying to build confidence, too, for your next opponent. If you can find some completions late in the game, even though it looks like you're going to lose it, it's all about building on the good things you do this week so that you're out executing at a higher level the next time.
First down for the offense.
Looking to go up top on first down. He wants a big play here late. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about.
And that's good enough for a first down.
Quickly gets everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock.
It's second down.
Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. It's caught. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. And they spike it and get the clock stopped.
The pass falls incomplete. Brings up second down.
Offense in an empty set. On second down, he'll let it fly. Fires toward the end zone. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play. He takes the knee, and the undefeated season continues. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching